Hello, I am going live. How are you? I'm Kathy Freeman. Kathy Freeman Art. Give me a moment. I am trying a new experiment here today. I am, there we go. Let's hit go live and see what happens. Interesting. I am going live right now over here on my Instagram page also. So I really hope that this turns out. Here we go. How are you today? I'm so glad to be here doing this with you. Um, I wanted to actually, I was creating a video and it was giving a little quick demonstration on how to create pine trees. And as I was working along with this little, this little class, this little video, the internet goes out, the power, the thing goes out, the power goes out. And so I kept on going, didn't realize it, but I went back to it and realized, oh, it kind of cut out here for a section. So what I did is I went ahead and edited this video, and I'm going to share it with you today. Rather than doing the project live, I'm going to share this video and show you how to make easy, quick pine trees. Now, I want you to pay attention to at the very beginning. I have a quick exercise that makes anytime you're trying to do something that's got a little bit of detail in it, it makes it really easy and nice to do. And so I walk you through the little exercise with me, and then we jump right into it. Now you'll see where I've got it sliced and it says, oops, internet went out. And then I come back in and I go ahead and finish with the watercoloring. Now, as I was working along with this project, I want to tell you, I was not really happy with the composition of it. I mean, the trees were fine, but the whole image, I just wasn't really happy with it. And I thought, if you do videos or if you're doing any kind of videos, you can understand this. It can be stressful to sit there and be concentrating on what's happening with the all of the tech side of it, and then try to have your creative brain working at the same time too to be able to create the project. And so, because I like to do things live, it seems like I'm always going by what pops in, what the feeling of what the inspiration that happens. I like to do it live, my videos, as I'm creating right along with you. And so um rather than doing a setup type of thing. Anyway, what I'm getting to here is I decided, I'm going to just turn this off and I'm going to sit back and I'm going to play. And I'm going to have a great time just relaxing and doing something with this image that I've just created. And if it messes up, that's okay because I can throw it away or I can put it in my use and do something else with pile. And I gave myself that permission to just create and to enjoy what I was creating. And as I did that, I went ahead and finished up the project, and it was interesting because this is what I came up with. And I love it. I love it. And as I sat there and I looked at it, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, this looks like Christmas in East Texas. I live in East Texas, and it gets cold here. It gets very cold, but snow does not always happen. We will have every once in a while some little bits of snow, or we'll have ice, but we don't always have, lots of beautiful snow like everybody else has. And so as I looked at that, I thought that is an East Texas Christmas. And so I'm going to go ahead and share the video that I was creating so that you can see how to create these. Now, one thing I want to point out, because it's not going to be on the video, is I do talk about, as I go into the second part of it, that anything that you are creating that's in the the forefront of your image, your picture, it needs to be darker. And then everything in the back, it's just kinda like when you're taking with a camera, it kinda blurs out and it's there, it's lighter. And so that's what I just started playing with, and I had my 5 trees, which I was totally satisfied with, but I thought, "Okay, I don't know, I'm just going by the seat of my pants here, let's just try this out." And so I just added on these, in the back, and I had no idea what I was doing, just playing, and and goofing off with it. So if you'd like, go ahead and watch this video. I'm going to go ahead and take me out of the screen here and pull the video up full screen. And let's go through it. And if you've got any questions, post them into the comments. And then I will be happy to answer or to comment. I'll just type it in there. If I need to stop the video, I've done that before with sometimes when I present this way. I stop the video and we talk about if you've got a question, and I go ahead and answer it in that for you at that time. So let's go ahead. Take me out of the screen. There we go. All right. And here we go. Hey, hello. I'm just coming on here live and doing a little demo for you today. I'm Kathy Freeman with Kathy Freeman Art, and I'm just wanted to share a few little tips. If you want to doodle a little bit and create maybe a winter evergreen or Christmas tree, here's a few tips you can do with your watercolor. First off, I like to do this little exercise to kind of get, the fingers and the hands all going in the right direction. And let me go ahead. I'm going to take myself off of this so you can see the screen a lot there, larger. All right. First off, I just get myself a little scratch piece of paper and start creating this kind of a triangle shape here, obviously, because you want the tree to be just these few little shapes like this. And then I come down, and as I create some more, I start thinking about, okay, the branches are the direction of the branches. As I get them going up in that same kind of direction as this bottom line here. Just creating these little lines. And it's funny how just, a simple little exercise like this just kind of relaxes you. Okay, now I've done that. So now next one is I'm going to actually do it without my lines out here on the side. I'll just start with these little tiny branches that are going in all little directions up this way. Just kind of loosen up. So the purpose of this whole exercise is just to loosen up a little bit and get you feeling comfortable. There. So we've got our tree, and that gets us going. All right, now I'm going to take my watercolor paper, and I'm not going to draw it out. I'm going to go ahead and use my paint. Ooh, let's see how that works out, right? Using my watercolors. And we'll start with the trunk, just a line straight down like we did to start with. Let's put a tree there. Let's go clear over here. And I'm going to turn this because it's easier for my hand. Let's go there. There. And then we'll just do a short one. Tiny one right there. I'm going to go ahead and grab some brown. Let's do that trunk real quick. I'm going to keep it simple. I need some more paint on my brush. Oh, it's getting too dry. There we go. Okay, there. Whew. Took a while to get that, didn't it? Okay, let's start with the color. And I am going to start with this, my favorite green. Get this one out of the way. Start right here. This is a little wet, so give me a second to dry that. Still not completely dry, but this way I want to keep the little branches real airy. Okay, get some paint on my brush, and we're just gonna doodle here for a second. Start out with the top and do those little lines, which is kind of coming off from the trunk. We'll go up a little higher too, because I like my Christmas trees to have a bit of a point at the top. There. Okay. Just little short lines. Just like the start working it down. That's gonna be kind of solid in there, and that'll be fine. I kind of bring some of that paint over to here. Fill in some of this while it's wet. Okay. Just working on down. Hold your brush. Well, I'm holding it tight, but I'm loose and with my lines. Very get that a little closer. There we go. Get that to see just loose and letting the watercolor kind of do its thing. Keeping my line. Remember how we kind of come down? I'll go ahead and do these lines like this. Down towards the trunk of the tree. And then come back. Just short little tiny branches coming off. Like so. Let's come over to this one. Repeat what we did. Little tiny branch lines. My sometimes my watercolors just start that gets so much water on it, and then everything blends together, which makes it really pretty. But I want this to have that real distinguished line with the tree and be airy. Very simple. Those are wet, so I touch it with the paint. It just takes right off. So I'm gonna kind of step away from that, let it. It's great because it creates some shading and tones in there. Same color, but it just looks different. Okay. So relaxing. I can kind of get lost in this. I have to, and I'm going to move a little faster. Pull this branch down. Let's get some more branches on this side. There, just we'll leave that. That, and let's go over here to this little guy. It's a little trickier with the paintbrush. I was just thinking a pen, an ink pen, you could really get the markings on this really well. I'm going to go ahead and put these lines on here. Okay. Got 3 little trees. Might go ahead, we've got a space here, we could put a couple more just to kind of finish out the little composition. Back with my little line. Make these little short ones. Nothing super large. Grab the brown. Bring that brown in there. There we go. That gives us our trunks. And we're back. Here we go. Back with our you might want to use more of the Christmas green, the blue spruce. And go ahead and make my little lines coming down. Like that. Let's just stop with that one at that size. And now kind of fill him in a little bit. Just some little. Okay. There we go. Okay. And let's do this one. Just kind of playing with these little branches. There. Oh, super, super fun. I feel like I should put in here a little bit. Perhaps some of that Christmassy green, just a little or something. Nah, I'll leave that one, but let's go ahead and add. Let's see if I've got a red. Little red balls. Don't want it too wet. Just a few here. All right, I wanna get back on here because, as I continue doing this, I'll let me bring this to say whoopsie, let's go back to there. The screen. I'm gonna move this forward too because this is a little boring right through here. But basically, I'm just adding on some of the little balls and little things onto the tree and decorating them up a little bit. So as I go through, I just simply continue to add those, and then I come back in and grab my watercolor and just add a little bit to the ground, just to make it give it some sort of a floor, something to ground these things so they're not floating in the air. Also, I really like using distressed ink. Do you use distressed ink? I use this vintage photo all the time in my work, and so I'm going around the edges with that. And what it does, I feel like, is it pulls the eye back in because when you've just got your white page, the and you're working with that white page. See how it just brings the eye right into the focal point? Otherwise, your eye just sort of zooms out and gets lost in all these different, different areas. So I use that. The next thing I'm doing with this project is I'm looking at it and it is boring to me. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I need something else with this. So I start adding some ink to the top and messing around with it. And and I'm just not happy with it at all. As you c I'm having, I keep trying to add something, adding a little bit to the background, some watercolor here and there, and, as you can see, it's nice, and it's a great little exercise to sit and do, but I thought, "Well, I'll start adding some line work to it." And so I grab my, pen, and I just start adding some of the detailing back into the branches and seeing what I can, what I can create here, and that adds a really nice touch to it to go back in and add some of that ink work and etc. But it's still um, not quite where I want it. So I decided let's just start adding something to the back of it and see what happens, if I do that. See what else we can do with it. I think while I'm playing with this, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera and go ahead and just play with it. I'm not sure if it's going to work out or not work out, but I'm going to give myself permission to just play. And if I make a mistake, it's only paper. It is only paper, and I can always start over with another piece. It's not like there's a big expense or whatever added to this. So I'm going to go ahead when I'm through with this and I'll post at the end the final product if there is one. If not, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something from it. And just loosen up and play with it. And always tell yourself that it is only paper. I am here to have fun, to relax, and I give myself permission to make a mistake. It's all right. It's just fine. So you have a great, great day, and I hope that you pull out your watercolors and you experiment and try this and have fun with it. I think it's really cute. I'm looking at it and it's just something that reminds me of like East Texas or whatever. We don't have a lot of snow here during the Christmas holidays, and so it reminds me of East Texas. All right, I am Kathy Freeman. Visit my website, kathyfreemanart.com. I have a wonderful art club, and I would love to have you take a look at that and join if you're interested in grouping with being with a group of ladies. It's called My Art Sisters. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. This is the finished, and it was a lot of fun. Um, Let me go back to it. Right there at the very end. There we go. There we go. Um, get that to finish there. So you can see such a different result from what I started with. And so this video's kind of gone on a little bit longer than what it needed to, but the key here is number one, just keep working with what you've got. If you're not happy with it, keep playing with it and give yourself permission to play with it. Don't sit there and tell yourself, "Oh, I've messed up. I've messed up. I've messed up." Just keep working with it and keep going. And the neat thing is that usually I find there's always a wonderful happy accident that occurs. Something turns out from something that you weren't expecting in the first place. All right. Thanks for watching, and I will catch with you later.